Welcome to our revision series. It is very painful for any student to miss a mark because of a little mistake. In today's series, I want to take us through oscillation. It's important for you to know that in paper 4, questions are set to test students' ability on how to pay attention to details. This is February-March 2025 paper 4-2. This is like a sample question I want to use to explain those areas students make mistakes. Once you are done with this, take any paper, try it and see how you can avoid some of those mistakes. Now, this is question number 4. A small crystal is made to vibrate with simple harmonic motion. The variation with time of the displacement x of one surface of the crystal from its equilibrium position is shown in figure 4.1. Show that the angular frequency of the vibration of the surface is 4.2 times 10 raised to the power of 7 rad per second. Mistake number 1. The first mistake students make is inability to understand labeling of graph. So in every question you read, whenever you see a graph, rush to the labeling of the graph to understand what they mean. Take for instance, we are asked to find angular frequency. In oscillation, angular frequency is given as omega equal to 2 pi over t or 2 pi f. Second mistake students make, inability for some students to know what a period is. A period is a time taken for an oscillating body to complete one cycle. The time taken for an oscillating body to complete one cycle. I notice sometimes students find it difficult to get it right. For instance, what I'm showing here, this is a period. This can also be a period. In this diagram, we have 0 to 0.15. Am I going to write 0.15? No, I'm going to include this 10 raised to the power of minus 6. So angular frequency will be 2 pi over 0.15 times 10 raised to the power of minus 6. And the answer will give me 4.19 times 10 raised to the power of 7 rad per second, which is equivalent to 4.2 times 10 raised to the power of 7 rad per second. The next one, determine the maximum acceleration of the vibration of the surface. What is simple harmonic motion? Simple harmonic motion is a form of motion whose acceleration is proportional to displacement in opposite direction. So we have acceleration equal to minus omega squared x. Maximum acceleration is also maximum displacement, which is what we call the amplitude. In this question, we have omega, which is 4.2 times 10 raised to the power of 7. Let's read out the value for amplitude. What is amplitude? Amplitude is the maximum displacement of an oscillating body. Mistake number 2. Some students find it difficult to read the scaling of a diagram. That is something you must avoid. You must know the scaling. Once you see a diagram, how do you find the scale? That is what I want to help you out here. We have 0, we have 50. How many strokes are there between 0 and 50? 10 small boxes. 50 divided by 10 will be 5, meaning each of the box is 5. Can 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. This is 40. Meanwhile, it is also to the power of 10 raised to the power of minus 6. So the amplitude will be 40 times 10 raised to the power of minus 6. So mistake number 2, inability of students to know the scale. You must ensure that you know how to rescale. So like I showed you, whatever is given to you, count the number of in between Divide it by the number to know what each of the box stand for. Let's go to our question here. Our amplitude here will be 4.2 times 10 raised to the power of 7 all squared. So this is the omega squared times 40 times 10 raised to the power of minus 6. And this will give us 7.056 times 10 raised to the power of 10 meter per second squared. You can write 7.1 times 10 raised to the power of 10 meter per second squared, which is what you put here. The next question. A crystal may be modeled as a single mass that vibrates as shown in figure 4.1. Calculate the total energy of the vibrations. It vibrates up and down. The question is calculate the total energy. At this point, it's important for me to remind you a few things. Let's quickly see how oscillatory motion takes place. When an oscillating body oscillates, at this point the velocity is maximum while potential energy is zero. At this point, velocity is zero, potential energy is maximum. At this point, velocity is zero, potential energy is maximum. What that tells us is that total energy, which is supposed to be kinetic energy plus potential energy. At max, you can use kinetic energy max or potential energy max because there is conversion from one to the other. Kinetic energy will be converting from maximum to zero. Potential energy will be moving from zero to maximum. So total kinetic energy can also take the place of total energy of a vibrating body. So what does that mean? 1 over 2 mv squared you learned before now is what you will use. Remember that V equal to omega R. Put it there, 1 over 2m omega x not all squared. Since we are looking at the total, this will be 1 over 2 omega squared amplitude squared. 1 over 2 times 2.4 times 10 raised to the power of minus 4 times angular frequency 4.2 times 10 raised to the power of 7 all squared, amplitude 40 times 10 raised to the power of minus 6 all squared, 338.688, which you can leave it to 339 joules. So mistake number 3, inability for students to combine formula correctly. Sometimes students will use potential energy plus kinetic energy. They won't know how to get the maximum or the total energy. And this is something you must avoid. If it has to do with diagram and I want to represent this in diagram, what I'm going to represent will behave like this. When kinetic energy is moving up, potential energy will be moving down. So they are moving in opposite direction. All right, take note of that. Let's look at G. This question is an extract from medical physics. A crystal generates ultrasound waves that are used to obtain diagnostic information about internal structures. The crystal is made from piezoelectric material. Explain how the crystal is made to vibrate. So mistake number 4. Students sometimes feel that questions should be asked based on a particular topic. In one question, 3 topics can be combined under that question. So as you are preparing, make sure you open your mind. Why are they bringing this crystal generating ultrasound? Because it also undergoes vibration. Now, they ask, explain how the crystal is made to vibrate. Can you see vibration is basically oscillation? It's important for you to know. Let me put it down for you. When an AC voltage is applied across the crystal, it expands along one axis. And when the potential difference is reversed, it contracts. So that contraction expansion leads to what we take it as vibration. And that is how ultrasound is produced and being transmitted through the transducer. Let's move on. A parallel beam of ultrasound waves is incident on a muscle-bone boundary. Data for muscle and bone are given in table 4.1. Calculate the percentage of the intensity of the ultrasound beam that is transmitted at this boundary. Mistake number 4. Occasionally, questions can be asked opposite what you learned. For instance, this is impedance, acoustic impedance in ultrasound. And you will remember that acoustic impedance is a product of density and speed of sound traveled in that medium. They gave you the density and the speed for you to calculate. The first thing is that they may give you a raw material for you to use to get what they are looking for. The next thing is that when you were learning, we taught you that coefficients of reflection is impedance Z1 minus Z2 all squared divided by Z1 plus Z2 all squared. When you are using this formula, you are looking for coefficients of reflected wave. But the question here is find the percentage of transmitted at the boundary. So this is what you are going to do. Let's substitute the values. First, let's find the impedance. The first impedance for muscle, that will be 1100 times 1600. And that will give us 1.76 times 10 raised to the power of 6. The second one, which is bone, 1900 times 4100. This will give us 7.79 times 10 raised to the power of 6. Having written this, let's use it to answer the question. We have 7.79 times 10 raised to the power of 6 minus 1.76 times 10 raised to the power of 6 all squared divided by 7.79 times 10 raised to the power of 6 plus 1.76 times 10 raised to the power of 6 all squared. Now, this will give us 0.398. This 0.398 is coefficients of reflected wave. We are asked for transmitted in percentage. For us to get transmitted in percentage, we will say 1 minus the coefficients of reflected times 100 over 1. This will simply give us 0.601 times 100 over 1, which is 60%. The answer I will get will be 60%. So this is where I'm going to stop. Let me repeat the last mistake students make. Students feel that till so far I learned coefficients of reflected wave. That is the only thing that will be said. No. You'll be asked the opposite of that. While I'm teaching students, I try to put up those things: coefficient of reflected, coefficient of transmitted. Why are we having this, and what can you say from it? Here, sometimes a follow-up question from here is that they will ask you, how can the percentage be increased? Mostly for the percentage to be increased, for instance, a pregnant woman, before ultrasound is taken, there is an application of gel on the surface. That gel reduces the amount of reflected wave. So with that, the more amount will be transmitted to the body. So application of gel can improve the percentage of transmitted wave through the body. So, all right, I believe you have taken note of those mistakes students make, and I don't want you to make it. If this video helps you, give a thumbs up, put up a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. Invite your friends as well to subscribe. See you in our next revision series.